We're on the cusp of a new era, one where technology isn't just a tool we use, but a partner that augments our abilities in ways we're only just beginning to understand. It's a paradigm shift, and honestly, it's one of the most exciting times to be alive and watching tech evolve. The scale of this change is something we haven't seen since maybe the dawn of the internet itself, and we're all front-row witnesses. So for this video, I want to walk you through the 15 biggest, most impactful AI discoveries of 2026. We're going to dive deep into what they are, how they work, and what they mean for our future. I want you to imagine a world where language barriers disappear, where deadly diseases are caught in their infancy, and where our planet is managed more intelligently than ever before. Because that future isn't some far-off dream, it's the reality being built today. Let's get into it. This is the AI revolution of 2026. Alright, first up is something straight out of Star Trek, but it's very real in 2026. We're talking about the AI-powered Universal Language Translator. For years, we've had translation apps on our phones, right? They're decent for text, okay for basic phrases. But the would from in full, always been a bit clunky. There's a delay, the grammar can be weird, and they completely miss nuance, sarcasm, and cultural context. It's been a useful tool, but it's never felt like a true conversation. What we're seeing now is a complete leap to the next level. These new systems, often integrated into discrete earbuds or smart glasses, are achieving near-instantaneous, real-time translation between any two languages. And I mean any two. The AI models have been trained on an unprecedented dataset of spoken language, literature, and even non-verbal communication cues. They don't just translate words, they translate meaning and intent. The processing is so fast, and the output so natural, that you can have a smooth, flowing conversation with someone from the other side of the world, as if you both spoke the same language. It's a game changer. Think about the implications here. International business deals can be negotiated with perfect clarity. Travelers can immerse themselves in local cultures without a language barrier. Emergency services can understand and help anyone, regardless of their native tongue. It's not just about convenience, it's about connection. We're watching global barriers that have existed for all of human history, start to crumble in real time. This isn't just a cool gadget, it's a tool that's fundamentally rewiring how humanity communicates on a global scale. The tech behind this is mind-boggling. It involves hyper-efficient neural networks that can process audio, analyze context, predict phrasing, and generate a natural-sounding voice in a different language, all within milliseconds. It adapts to accents, dialects, and even the speaker's emotional state. We're seeing the first generation of truly seamless communication, and it's already breaking down walls and fostering a level of global understanding that was simply impossible just a year ago. It's one of the most profoundly human applications of AI we've ever seen. Next up is a breakthrough that hits on a much more personal and critical level: AI-driven cancer detection and treatment. This is one of those areas where the sheer computational power of AI is making a life-or-death difference. For decades, the fight against cancer has been about catching it early. But human analysis of medical scans, while good, is not perfect. Pathologists are incredible, but they get tired, and subtle signs can be missed. In 2026, AI has become the ultimate second opinion, and it's working 24/7. New AI diagnostic systems are being deployed in hospitals globally, and they are analyzing medical images, MRIs, CT scans, mammograms, with a level of precision that surpasses even the most experienced radiologists. These AIs can detect cancerous cells at stage 0 or stage 1, sometimes identifying patterns that are completely invisible to the human eye. They can cross-reference a patient's scan with millions of other cases in an instant, flagging anomalies with incredible accuracy. This isn't replacing doctors, it's augmenting them, giving them a superpower to see the unseeable and catch the disease years earlier than was previously possible. But it doesn't stop at detection. The same AI systems are now at the forefront of creating personalized treatment plans. By analyzing a patient's specific genetic makeup, the tumor's unique biological markers, and data from millions of treatment outcomes, the AI can recommend a hyper-personalized combination of therapies. It predicts which drugs will be most effective and which will have the fewest side effects for that specific individual. This moves us away from the one-size-fits-all approach of traditional chemotherapy and toward precision medicine that is tailored to the person, not just the disease. The result is a monumental shift in oncology. Survival rates are climbing dramatically because the two biggest factors, early detection and effective treatment, are being supercharged by AI. Millions of lives are projected to be saved over the next decade because of these systems. It's a quiet revolution happening in hospitals and research labs, but its impact is one of the most significant stories of 2026. We are finally starting to get the upper hand in the long, arduous war against cancer, and AI is our most powerful new weapon. Let's shift gears from healthcare to logistics because the way we get things has been completely upended this year. Remember when two-day shipping felt revolutionary? Then came same-day delivery, which seemed like the peak of convenience. Well, in 2026, the new gold standard in major cities is same-hour delivery, and it's all thanks to fully autonomous delivery drones. This isn't the experimental, limited service stuff we saw a few years back. This is a mature, widespread, and incredibly efficient logistics network. These aren't your typical consumer drones. They are sophisticated, AI-powered aerial vehicles designed for one-purpose delivery. They operate in coordinated swarms, managed by a central AI that acts like an air traffic controller. This AI calculates the most efficient route for every single package, factoring in weather, wind speed, battery life, and potential obstacles in real time. The drones can navigate complex, urban environments, avoiding buildings, power lines, and other aircraft with a level of precision and safety that is frankly astonishing. They take off from local distribution hubs, fly to your location, and can lower a package safely to your doorstep or balcony. The backbone of this entire system is the AI brain. It doesn't just manage flight paths, it handles the entire logistics chain. It predicts demand in different neighborhoods, automatically moving inventory to the closest micro-fulfillment center before you even place an order. It optimizes which drone takes which package to minimize energy consumption and delivery time. This level of coordination is something that would be impossible for humans to manage. It's a symphony of automated efficiency, playing out in the skies above our cities. The impact is huge. Traffic congestion from delivery vans is noticeably reduced. The carbon footprint of last-mile delivery is plummeting as we switch from gasoline trucks to electric drones. Local businesses can now compete with major retailers by offering instant delivery. And for the consumer, it's a level of instant gratification that changes purchasing habits. Need a single ingredient for dinner? It's there in 30 minutes. Your old phone charger broke. A new one is on its way before you've even left the house. It's the physical realization of the internet's immediacy, and it's reshaping urban life. This next one is a huge deal for the planet. We've been building out renewable energy sources like solar and wind for years, but there's always been a fundamental problem: intermittency. The sun doesn't always shine, and the wind doesn't always blow. Managing a power grid that relies on these fluctuating sources is incredibly complex. You have to balance supply and demand perfectly, every single second, or you risk blackouts. In 2026, AI has stepped in to become the ultimate grid manager, and it's unlocking the true potential of green energy. Entire national and regional power grids are now being optimized by sophisticated AI systems. These AIs look at everything, all at once. They monitor real-time energy production from every wind turbine and solar farm in the network. They analyze weather forecasts with incredible accuracy to predict how much power will be generated in the next minute, hour, and day. At the same time, they're monitoring energy demand, predicting usage spikes from weather changes, industrial activity, or even major televised events. It's a juggling act on a continental scale. The AI's job is to make millions of micro-decisions every second to keep the grid stable and efficient. It decides when to store excess solar power in massive battery arrays and when to release it. It can reroute power from a region with surplus wind to a city experiencing a heat wave. It can even communicate with smart appliances in homes and businesses, slightly shifting their energy consumption to off-peak times to smooth out demand curves. This dynamic, predictive load balancing is something human operators could never achieve at this scale or speed. The The result is a grid that is not only more stable, but also dramatically more efficient. We're seeing a massive reduction in energy waste, as power is generated and distributed exactly when and where it's needed. This optimization means we can integrate a much higher percentage of renewables into the grid without threatening its stability. In fact, several regions have been able to run on 100% renewable energy for days at a time, a feat made possible by AI management. It's a critical step forward in our transition to a sustainable energy future, happening quietly behind the scenes. Sticking with the theme of planetary health, AI is now playing a pivotal role in how we understand and respond to climate change. For a long time, climate models have been our best tool for predicting the future, but they've always had limitations and wide margins of error. They're incredibly complex simulations, and the Earth's climate is an almost infinitely chaotic system. In 2026, new AI-powered climate models are providing forecasts with a level of accuracy and granularity that is changing the game. These aren't just incremental improvements. These advanced AI models are able to process vastly larger and more diverse datasets than ever before. They ingest satellite imagery, ocean temperature readings, atmospheric sensor data, ice sheet melt rates, and historical climate records from around the globe. The AI learns the intricate, non-linear relationships between all these variables, patterns that human scientists might never spot. This allows it to run simulations of future climate scenarios that are far more detailed and reliable. Instead of just predicting a general global temperature rise, these models can now forecast specific regional impacts with high confidence. For example, an AI can predict the likelihood of a multi-year drought in a specific agricultural region 5 years in advance. It can model the exact impact of sea level rise on a particular coastal city, down to the city block. This gives governments, cities, and organizations something they've desperately needed: actionable intelligence. It's the difference between knowing a hurricane is coming and knowing exactly which streets are going to flood. This newfound predictive power is transforming how we prepare for the effects of climate change. Farmers can switch to more drought-resistant crops based on long-term forecasts. Engineers can design seawalls and infrastructure to withstand predicted storm surges. Insurance companies can more accurately price risk, and governments can allocate resources to the areas that will need them most. We can't stop climate change overnight, but with AI's help, we can now see the future more clearly and prepare for it more intelligently than ever before. Let's bring it back to a personal level and talk about education. The traditional classroom model, one teacher for 30 students, has always been a compromise. Every student learns differently, at a different pace, with different strengths and weaknesses. True personalized learning has been the holy grail of education for decades, but it's been impossible to scale. Until now. In 2026, AI-powered personal tutors are making truly adaptive, one-on-one education accessible to everyone. Imagine a learning platform, maybe on a tablet or computer, where the AI curriculum adapts to your child in real time. As a student works through a math problem, the AI isn't just checking if the answer is right or wrong, it's analyzing how they are solving it. Does the student hesitate? Are they struggling with a specific concept, like fractions or algebra? The AI tutor identifies that exact point of difficulty and immediately generates a custom-tailored explanation or a new set of practice problems focused on that weak spot. If a student is a visual learner, the AI can generate diagrams and animations to explain a concept. If they learn better by doing, it can create interactive simulations. If they're excelling and getting bored, the AI seamlessly introduces more advanced topics to keep them challenged and engaged. It's a dynamic learning partner that is constantly adjusting its teaching style, pace, and content to perfectly match the individual student's needs, moment by moment. This is a level of personalization that even the best human tutor would struggle to maintain. The potential here is transformative. It helps to close the educational gap between students from different backgrounds, as everyone can have access to high-quality, personalized instruction. It frees up human teachers to focus on mentorship, critical thinking, and social-emotional learning, rather than just delivering standardized lectures. We're seeing early data that shows massive improvements in student engagement and comprehension. This isn't about replacing teachers, it's about giving every single student a dedicated, infinitely patient assistant to help them master any subject. This next one is incredibly important and tackles a problem that, honestly, has been growing for years: access to mental health support. Finding a therapist can be difficult, expensive, and for many folks, there's still a stigma attached. The result is that millions of people struggle in silence. Now, in 2026, we've seen the rise of a powerful new tool in this space: highly advanced AI chatbots and virtual therapists that provide accessible 24/7 mental health support. And these are not the simple scripted chatbots of the past. These are sophisticated AI systems based on large language models trained extensively on therapeutic principles, psychology textbooks, and anonymized clinical conversations. They can engage in nuanced, empathetic conversations using techniques from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and other proven methods. They're designed to be a first line of support, a confidential, non-judgmental space where someone can talk through their anxiety, stress, or feelings of depression, anytime, day or night. The AI is capable of recognizing patterns in a user's language that might indicate a deepening crisis. It can guide users through mindfulness exercises, help them reframe negative thoughts, and provide coping strategies for difficult situations. And, crucially, these systems are also designed with safety as a top priority. If the AI detects signs of severe distress or a user being a danger to themselves, it's programmed to provide immediate resources for human-led crisis hotlines and professional help, making it a bridge to higher levels of care. The goal here isn't to replace human therapists, but to fill a massive gap in the current system. For people with mild to moderate anxiety or depression, or for those who are just having a tough day and need to talk, these AI companions are proving to be an incredibly effective tool. They're democratizing mental health support, making it as easy to access as sending a text message. By reducing barriers of cost, stigma, and availability, AI is helping millions of people take the first step toward better mental well-being. Back in the lab, AI is causing another revolution, this time in medicine and pharmacology. The process of discovering and developing a new drug is famously long, expensive, and full of failure. It can take over a decade and cost billions of dollars to bring a single new medicine to market. A huge amount of that time is spent in the earliest stages, identifying a biological target and then screening millions of chemical compounds to find one that might work. In 2026, AI is cutting years off this process. Scientists are now using generative AI models to discover new drugs from scratch. Instead of randomly screening existing compounds, they can now define the properties of a desired drug. For example, a molecule that needs to bind to a specific protein associated with a disease, while also being non-toxic and easily absorbed by the body. The AI then gets to work, generating entirely new, hypothetical molecular structures that fit these precise criteria. It's kind of like telling an architect you need a building with certain features, and they design a perfect blueprint. This AI-driven approach is accelerating drug discovery at an unbelievable rate. What used to take years of trial and error in a wet lab can now be simulated by an AI in a matter of days or weeks. The AI can analyze complex protein folding and predict how a drug will interact with human cells with incredible accuracy, weeding out failures before they even reach a test tube. This allows researchers to focus their efforts only on the most promising candidates, dramatically increasing the efficiency of the entire R&D pipeline. We're already seeing the first wave of AI-discovered drugs entering clinical trials for diseases that have long been considered undruggable. These are novel treatments for rare genetic disorders, new classes of antibiotics to fight superbugs, and more effective therapies for diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. The timeline from identifying a disease target to starting human trials is being compressed from years down to months. This is a monumental shift, promising a future where new medicines are developed faster and more affordably than ever before. For years, the conversation around autonomous vehicles has been dominated by personal cars, but in 2026, the real breakthrough has happened in public transportation. While fully self-driving cars for individuals are still facing regulatory and technological hurdles, we're now seeing the deployment of the world's first fully AI-driven, Level 5 autonomous public transport systems in several forward-thinking cities. This means no driver, no steering wheel, just a completely automated transit experience. This is taking the form of autonomous bus fleets and pod or shuttle systems that operate on dedicated routes or within specific geo-fenced urban zones. These vehicles are equipped with a sensor suite that's an order of magnitude more powerful than what you'd find on a consumer car. advanced LiDAR, 360-degree cameras, radar, and more. All of this data is processed by a powerful onboard AI that has been trained for millions of hours in hyper-realistic simulations, as well as on the actual city streets. The key to this successful deployment is the networked intelligence. Every vehicle in the fleet communicates with each other and with a central AI dispatcher in real time. They share data about road conditions, pedestrian traffic, and potential hazards. If one bus detects a cyclist, it shares that information with all the other vehicles in the area. This collective consciousness allows the fleet to operate with a level of safety and efficiency that a single human driver, or even a single autonomous car, could never achieve. The system is predictable, coordinated, and incredibly safe. The benefits are immediate and obvious. These systems can run 24/7, providing reliable transport at all hours. They can dynamically adjust their routes and frequency based on real-time demand, reducing wait times and eliminating ghost buses that run empty. By providing a safer, more efficient, and more convenient alternative to personal cars, they are helping to reduce traffic congestion and pollution. This is a major step towards the smarter, more efficient, and safer cities of the future, and it's happening on our streets today. In a world that's, more connected than ever, cybersecurity has become a matter of national security. Our power grids, financial systems, hospitals, and governments are all vulnerable to cyber attacks. The thing is, attacks are getting faster and more sophisticated, often faster than human security experts can react. In 2026, the front line of defense is no longer just human, it's AI. We're now deploying AI-enhanced cybersecurity systems that can detect and neutralize threats in real time. Traditional cybersecurity relies on recognizing known threats, like a virus signature. But here's the problem: it can't stop what it's never seen before, those so-called zero-day attacks. The new AI defense systems work differently. They use machine learning to build a baseline model of what normal activity looks like on a network. They learn the typical patterns of data flow, user access, and system communication down to the most granular level. It's kind of like a security guard who knows every single employee and their daily routine by heart. So when something deviates from that normal pattern, even just a little, the AI flags it as a potential threat. It could be an unusual data transfer at 3 in the morning, or a user trying to access a file they've never touched before. The AI can detect these anomalies in milliseconds, long before a human analyst would ever notice. It's looking for the of an attack, not just its signature, which lets it spot brand new, never-before-seen malware and hacking techniques as they happen. Once a threat is detected, the AI doesn't just send an alert. It can take immediate, autonomous action to neutralize it. It can instantly quarantine the affected part of the network, block the malicious IP address, and terminate the suspicious process, all before the attack can spread, or do any real damage. And this all happens at machine speed, 1,000 times faster than a human could respond. This AI shield is becoming the standard for protecting critical infrastructure, really turning the tide in the endless cat-and-mouse game of cybersecurity. Feeding a growing global population is, honestly, one of the biggest challenges of our time. Agriculture is a constant battle against weather, pests, and resource limitations. In 2026, AI is bringing a whole new level of precision and intelligence to the farm, helping us grow more food with fewer resources. This isn't just about bigger tractors, it's a complete high-tech overhaul of how we produce food, often called precision agriculture. Farms are now being equipped with a vast network of sensors, drones, and AI-powered robots. Drones fly over fields using multispectral cameras to analyze the health of every single plant. They can spot which plants need more water, which need more nitrogen, and which are showing the early signs of disease or pest infestation. All this data is fed into a central AI system that creates a detailed plant-by-plant health map of the entire farm, and that's where the robots come in. Small, autonomous, ground robots, sometimes called agbots, navigate the fields with surgical precision. Guided by the AI's map, they can deliver a micro-dose of fertilizer directly to the roots of a single plant that needs it, instead of spraying the whole field. They can even target a single weed with a tiny burst of herbicide, or pull it out mechanically, which dramatically reduces chemical use. This level of targeted intervention was, honestly, unimaginable just a few years ago. The result is a huge leap in efficiency and sustainability. Crop yields are increasing because every plant is getting exactly what it needs to thrive. The use of water, fertilizer, and pesticides is dropping by as much as 90% in some cases, which is great for the environment and for the farmer's bottom line. By optimizing every square inch of farmland, AI is helping to ensure a more stable and abundant food supply for the world, making agriculture more productive and more sustainable at the same time. For a long time, creativity was really seen as a uniquely human domain, something AI could only imitate, not truly participate in. But 2026 is the year that perception has fundamentally shifted. AI has evolved from a simple tool for artists into a genuine creative collaborator, opening up entirely new frontiers in music, film, and visual art. It's less about AI replacing artists and more about AI augmenting their creativity. In music, composers are using AI to explore new melodic and harmonic possibilities. An artist can feed an AI a simple melody or a chord progression, and the AI can generate dozens of variations in different styles, suggest counter melodies, or even compose an entire orchestral arrangement around it. It acts as a tireless brainstorming partner, helping musicians break through creative blocks and discover ideas they would have never come up with on their own. The first Grammy-nominated song with an AI credited as a co-composer was a major headline this year. In film and visual effects, generative AI is revolutionizing the production process. A director can describe a scene, say a futuristic city at sunset, in the style of Blade Runner, and the AI can generate photorealistic concept art, or even a fully rendered three-dimensional environment in just minutes. This allows for rapid visualization and iteration, saving huge amounts of time and money. AI is also being used to de-age actors flawlessly, create lifelike digital creatures, and even generate entire background scenes filled with virtual extras, all controlled by a simple text prompt. For visual artists, AI is a new kind of paintbrush. Artists are training their own AI models on their personal body of work, creating a unique digital assistant that really understands their styles. They can then collaborate with this AI, using it to generate textures, blend colors in new ways, or explore abstract compositions. The result is a hybrid art form, a true partnership between human intention and machine intelligence. This isn't the death of art, it's actually the birth of a new artistic movement, where the artist's vision is amplified by the limitless computational creativity of AI. When a natural disaster strikes, like an earthquake, a hurricane, or a wildfire, the first few hours are, honestly, just pure chaos. Information is scarce, resources are limited, and every single decision can mean the difference between life and death. In 2026, AI has become an indispensable tool for disaster response teams, bringing order to the chaos and coordinating relief efforts with unprecedented speed and efficiency, saving, honestly, countless lives. It all starts with prediction. As we discussed earlier, AI climate models can now predict the path and intensity of hurricanes with way greater accuracy, giving communities more time to prepare and evacuate. For wildfires, AI analyzes satellite imagery, weather patterns, and topography to predict where a fire will spread next, so firefighters can deploy resources proactively, not just reactively. In earthquake-prone regions, AI-powered seismic sensors can provide a few crucial seconds of warning before the shaking starts, enough time to trigger automatic shutdowns of gas lines and alert the public. During and after a disaster, AI is really the ultimate situation room analyst. It sifts through a fire hose of incoming data, satellite images of flooded areas, social media posts from people asking for help, drone footage of damaged buildings, and reports from first responders on the ground. The AI instantly pieces all of this together to create a real-time comprehensive map of the disaster zone. It identifies the hardest-hit areas, maps out which roads are impassable, and even pinpoints the GPS coordinates of individuals who are likely trapped or in need of rescue. This unified operational picture is a total game-changer for coordinating the response. The AI can optimize rescue routes for emergency crews, direct helicopters to the most critical locations, and manage the distribution of food, water, and medical supplies to shelters. It ensures that aid gets where it's needed most, as quickly as possible. In the chaos of a disaster, AI provides clarity, intelligence, and coordination, acting as a force multiplier for the brave men and women on the ground, and dramatically improving outcomes. Health and wellness is about more than just treating disease, it's about staying healthy in the first place. And honestly, one of the biggest factors in our health is nutrition. But let's face it, dietary advice is often generic and confusing. What's healthy for one person might not be for another. In 2026, AI is making nutrition deeply personal, acting as a dedicated nutritionist that analyzes your unique biology to recommend the optimal diet for you. This works by integrating data from multiple sources. It can connect to your smartwatch to get data on your activity levels, sleep patterns, and heart rate. It can incorporate data from at-home genetic tests to understand your predispositions, and most importantly, it uses data from non-invasive continuous glucose monitors and other biosensors to see exactly how your body responds to different foods in real time. It learns that, say, a banana spikes your blood sugar, but a handful of almonds keeps it stable. The AI takes all of this personal health data and synthesizes it. It understands your metabolism, your genetic makeup, your activity level, and your personal health goals, whether you want to lose weight, build muscle, or just have more energy. Based on this deep understanding of your body, it generates a constantly updated, personalized nutrition plan. It doesn't just give you a list of good and bad foods. It gives you specific meal suggestions, recipes, and even generates a shopping list for you. This is a huge leap beyond simple calorie counting apps. It's a proactive, data-driven approach to health. The AI can send you a notification, saying, your energy levels tend to dip around 3 p.m. Try having this specific snack at 2:30 to keep them stable. It's like having a world-class nutritionist and a doctor monitoring your health 24/7 and giving you precise, actionable advice. This hyper-personalized approach to nutrition is empowering people to take control of their health, preventing chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease before they even start. And finally, let's look to the stars. Space exploration is one of humanity's grandest adventures, but it's also, honestly, incredibly slow, expensive, and dangerous. The vast distances mean that communicating with probes in deep space can have delays of minutes or even hours, making real-time control pretty much impossible. In 2026, AI is taking the helm, managing autonomous probes and rovers and accelerating the pace of discovery beyond Earth. New interplanetary missions being launched this year are equipped with a new generation of onboard AI. These AI systems give probes the ability to make their own decisions without waiting for instructions from mission control. For example, a rover on Mars, equipped with this AI, can analyze the terrain in front of it, identify a scientifically interesting rock formation, decide on the best path to get there, and conduct its own initial scientific analysis, all autonomously. It can then decide which data is the most important to send back to Earth, making the most of the limited bandwidth. This autonomy is crucial for exploring more distant and challenging environments, like the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn. A probe exploring Europa's subsurface ocean, for example, would be completely out of contact with Earth. It needs an AI brain to navigate the unknown environment, avoid hazards, and make scientific decisions on its own. This is making missions possible that were previously deemed too risky or technologically infeasible. AI is effectively acting as an autonomous field scientist, millions of miles from home. Back on Earth, AI is also revolutionizing how we analyze the mountains of data that come back from space. It's sifting through decades of telescope images to find new exoplanets, analyzing radio signals for patterns in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, and creating more accurate models of cosmic phenomena like black holes and dark matter. By automating both the exploration and the analysis, AI is massively accelerating the rate of discovery. It's our new partner in our quest to understand the universe and our place in it. So, there you have it. 15 major breakthroughs in just the first half of 2026. Looking at them all together, it's clear this isn't just about cool new gadgets or incremental improvements. We are witnessing the scaffolding of a new era for humanity being built, piece by piece, by artificial intelligence. From the most personal aspects of our health and communication, to the grandest challenges of climate change and space exploration, AI is becoming a fundamental partner in our progress. It's augmenting our intelligence, solving problems we couldn't solve on our own, and opening up possibilities we could only dream of a decade ago. This is a profound moment in history. The pace of innovation is only going to accelerate from here. What seems revolutionary today will be the baseline tomorrow. That's why it's more important than ever to stay curious, to keep learning, and to engage with these technologies thoughtfully. Understand what they do, how they work, and what they mean for our society. The future is being written in code, and we all have a stake in the story it tells. The key is not to be afraid of this change, but to be informed and active participants in shaping it for the better. The potential for good is immense, and it's up to all of us to help steer it in the right direction. These are the 15 that stood out to me, but this list is by no means exhaustive. The field is moving so fast, there are probably 5 more breakthroughs that happened while we were filming this. So now I want to hear from you. Which of these AI discoveries excites you the most? Is it the personal AI tutor, the universal translator, or something else entirely? What do you think the biggest AI breakthrough of 2027 will be? Let me know down in the comments below. It's been Gadget Guru, and I'll catch you in the next one.